And again, a big thank you to Henry for pulling this all together, and folks over at Pacific Coast Business Times. Always exciting.
Yeah.
And I think you all know Linda LeBlanc, our publisher.
So that we don't have any pop-ups coming up.
Thank you all for joining us. I'm seeing folks coming in. Again, I got to do a shout out to Coverly Pro. We could not do this without them.
So hi, Henry. I don't think you could hear me earlier.
Oh, hi.
Janet, hi.
There you go.
So yeah,
Hi.
this is some of our staff are coming in, and we're expecting a few more. Trying to make sure when they come in, they all get their faces on camera. So if you hear me yelling at them, that's what it's all about.
Okay, that's really, it's very innovative to try and do it that way. I don't know, how'd you get the wide view camera?
We didn't. We're crunched in here like sardines. The cameras were way, and the camera's like way down the table. Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
well done. We can
Gotcha.
see you all.
We're
That's
making it work.
terrific.
But have you noticed everybody wants to be in the back row? They're all
Right.
back there.
Yeah, they're being
Like,
shy.
here.
It's just like, nothing changes after high school.
Janet, they just have your back. That's what's happening there. Literally,
Oh, okay,
have
good.
your back.
All right, we'll go with that. We'll go with that.
Well, I'm sure we'll give folks a couple of extra minutes. There's Dave Powers. Hi, Dave Powers.
Thank you, Dave, for hopping on. And at this point, just a little reminder, you don't have to be muted right now if you want to speak or say hi to anybody.
Right, we have kind of open mic time here.
Yes, a little open mic moment for about 3 minutes here.
Well, Lynette here. I just wanted to say hello. Nice hair, Linda.
Thank you. I got dressed up for you, Lynette.
Beautiful as always.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
I didn't get dressed up. I'm just here. This is Nan Drake.
Hi, Nan.
Hello.
We miss
Excited,
you.
excited about today.
Aw.
Hi, everybody. My name is Josh. Excited to be here.
Hi there.
Janine, can you turn the computer a little bit that way?
Hey, Josh.
Which way would you like it? Just because we're barely getting you, so turn it this way. Yeah, little, there you go. And then would this help any?
Oh, I see more folks coming on.
Yeah. Hi, everybody. I just want to introduce a couple of
No, it's just getting darker.
our special guests.
More light is better.
You know,
Like now they
I'll
can
talk a
hardly
little
see
bit more about this later, but Ben Raju, who is the LA District Director for the Small Business Administration, and Don Golick, who is the District Director for Fresno. And then I just noticed that Victor Parker jumped on. He was the LA District Director, but now he is an Associate Administrator for the SBA, working out at Washington, D.C., where he helps to run all the SBA offices around the country. So this has been an almost 2-decade-long partnership between Pacific Coast Business Times and SBA. And, that's a long time for any partnership. And we're just glad they're here today. And especially today, given everything we've all been through as small businesses in the last 18 to 20 months.
It's just getting stronger and stronger, Henry.
Thank you. Thank you. you know, from your lips to my balance sheets ears, however you want to say it. We have a lot of folks. I saw a minute ago Dave Powers. He's the CEO of Deckers. So if any of you own UGG or Tiva or Hoka 11s, you can thank Dave for his team's good work. And they did, you're going to hear about them in a little bit. They did some remarkable work for small business during the past year. Bruce Stensley from EDC.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think
he needs no introduction, but
I think I saw Bruce jump on there as well. Good to see you.
I'm here. Good afternoon.
Good to see you, sir.
I see a lot of our award winners are here. That's always good. Makes my blood pressure go down.
That's the main job here today, Henry.
Right.
Keeping your blood pressure in check.
Right. George Powell, who from Skate One and a real pioneer in the skateboarding world.
Thank you, George, for taking time.
Love the background. I think we should, Linda, I think we should give a best background award.
I think so. Ben's going to definitely win that. So whatever prize we had, that goes to him.
I don't know. George is pretty.
I'm liking George. I'm liking George's. We might need to vote here.
Uh-oh. Wait, let me see George's. I got to change my view so I can see George.
I don't know. Susan's competitive back there too. Susan's got hers, her background game going too.
Ben's worried. He thought he had this. Now he's like, not so sure.
Oh, yes.
Michelle's.
Not trying to make anybody sweat, right? Just had to bring up the game a little bit with a nice sunny background. Channel Island.
Michelle and Dave are stepping up their game there too. Look at that.
Yeah, I don't know, Ben. I thought you
Beautiful, huh?
Better than my living room.
Right now, I'm kind of leaning toward George. That whole vacation island thing is definitely appealing right now.
Much needed, right?
Absolutely. Well, Henry, what do you think? Should we get going here?
Yeah, I think we should. Linda, why don't you kind of call us to order?
Okay, come to order. Leave your cameras on, but go ahead and mute during the program. And I just wanted to thank you all very, very much for being here, and a big shout out and thank you to EDC and Wells Fargo, and of course, our partner in this event, the SBA. We're super appreciative. And again, thank you all for being here. And also big thanks to our silver sponsors, the County of Ventura, Montecito Bank, and Pacific Premier Bank, and Pacific Western Bank, and Tolman Weicker. We so appreciate your support, especially this past year. So thanks all. Take it away, Henry.
Thank you, Linda. We're just going to, I'll repeat Linda's thank you to our sponsors, in particular our gold sponsors, EDC, SBDC, and Wells Fargo, and our silver sponsors, County of Ventura, Montecito Bank and Trust, Pac Premier Bank, Pacific Western Bank, Tolman and Weicker Insurance Services. I see a couple people I need to give a shout out to. One is Nan Drake, who has been a big influencer at EDC, which is the Economic Development Collaborative, stalwart board member and a past chair. I think Kelly Long is here. She's our current chair at EDC. Mike Powers, Ventura County CEO, is either here or will join us shortly. I would just say, just by way of introduction, that the Spirit of Small Business Awards was founded as a partnership between Pacific Coast Business Times and the SBA back in 2003. The original discussions happened even earlier than that. The LA district is the largest district in the nation. And when combined with the Fresno district, which joined us many years ago, we represent the entire sort of waterfront of the Central Coast. We've been able to maintain this partnership through, I don't know how many administrations, decades, and any number of events that have affected our region. Again, it's the largest SBA district in the country out of LA, and it really gets there because of the vibrancy of the Santa Barbara and Ventura County markets. And we all know that San Luis Obispo County has one of the most dynamic startup and tech scenes anywhere on the West Coast. So I'm grateful to have Ben Raju, the LA District Director, here. We're very lucky. We also have Don Golick, who is the District Director in Fresno, which includes San Luis Obispo County. And then I'm going to offer the podium and the mic, the gavel, whatever you would call it, to a great friend of the Business Times, Victor Parker, who at the moment is Deputy Associate Administrator of the SBA for Field Operations. He joins us from Washington, D.C. He was the LA District Director, which is how I got to know him any number of years ago. So Victor, welcome, and the floor is yours.
Wow, well, thank you, Henry. Really appreciate that warm welcome and introduction. And on behalf of the SBA, welcome to all of you to this year's Spirit of Small Business Awards recognition. We are super excited with this partnership with Pacific Coast Business Times. As you all know, SBA has been all hands on deck over the course of the last 18 months, plus providing economic and COVID relief to all of our small businesses throughout our small business community, and particularly our Central Coast community. You all represent such a huge part of our small business ecosystem, not only through SBA, but through all of our different partners that we work with each and every day to make sure that small businesses have resources. And so as we move through this pandemic, we still stand ready, and we're ready to move on to the recovery side of the house as well. And that's what we're looking forward to doing in the future. And I'm so excited to have my colleagues, Ben Raju and Don Golick, and I want to thank them for their hard work and their teams. The three of us, if nothing else, we're in lockstep on making sure that our small business community has the resources that we have to offer and be that one-stop shop for small businesses to provide them economic relief and resources to grow and expand their business. And so a huge shout out to them and thanks to them. I would also be remiss, however, if I didn't thank our resource partners. We cannot do this alone. SBA has a tremendous resource partner network that makes a difference to the lives of small businesses each and every day. So we have SCORE chapters, and I know we have some SCORE representatives that have joined us today. We also have our Women's Business Center, WEAVE, and other women's business centers throughout the Central Coast that are also here to support. We have our Veterans Business Outreach Center, of course, our Small Business Development Center. And so it's really, again, that SBA ecosystem that drives us forward each and every day. And this is the group that we talk about what we can do to make things better. We talk about and we meet not only with business owners, but we meet amongst ourselves and collaborate to make sure that we're providing the services that you need. And it's showing the day. That's really what the spirit of small business is about. It's that spirit of entrepreneurship that we all embody as a part of the SBA family. And finally, I don't want to take up too much time, but I cannot thank our lenders so much. And I know we have great lending partners throughout California, particularly in the Central Coast area. We have some great banks that have been able to help us deliver these relief programs that we were talking about. We could not have made the lift that we have done through SBA without our lending partners and the resource partners we just talked about. I mean, we've grown now to $1 trillion agency, and we do that again with that collective partnership that we have. And Henry, to your team, Pacific Coast Business Times, and Linda, it's always good to see you. But you have been that resource for us as well, and that constant that we need at times like this. I think every year we always talk about the resilience of the Central Coast and our small business community. And Henry, certainly you and your team are really at the center of that. And we're so appreciative of you and the work that you do and continue to drive that partnership throughout the small business community. So thank you everyone for being here. The SBA is just honored and thrilled. This is really kind of the highlight of the end of our fiscal year as we approach September 30th. And we always look forward to participating. So thank you all, and I'll turn it back over to you, Henry.
Thank you. Thank you, Victor. Thank you for that magnificent and sort of overarching tour of all the SBA activities in the region. It's one of the things that makes Spirit a more difficult event to replicate in virtual is that it's hard to grasp the scope of SCORE and WEAVE and all the small business development centers and of course the SBA lenders. Just a quick second about the Business Times. We were founded in the year 2000 on March 17th. We are your weekly business journal for the Central Coast. Linda LeBrock is our publisher and kind of my moral and ethical compass in many ways in how we run our corporate culture. And then I think Veronica Kuzmuk and Sean McCullough, two of our account executives, are on the Zoom today. Tony Biasotti, our managing editor, is here. Debbie Giles, our circulation manager, is here. I saw George Mercado, who covers technology and innovation for us here. And just a big thank you to everybody on our team. We recently promoted Amber Hare to assistant managing editor for special reports and research. So next year, this operation will be her baby, at least on the print and digital production side. Over the years, we've evolved the awards. We used to be very strictly geographic in our orientation, but now we've found ways to incorporate the geography of the Central Coast, kind of 120 miles long and 200 or 300 yards wide in most places, at least as far as the 101 corridor goes. So we can incorporate the geography into our awards rather than being county specific. We do look to chambers of commerce, banks, business incubators, and university incubation university MBA programs for nominations. We do like to give a Small Business Advocate Award to people and organizations that support small business. And this year we have a trio to recognize. In pre-pandemic times, we like to show videos of our winners, but this year we're going to try something more interactive, a kind of a mini interview, if you will. And we hope you do enjoy the show. So without further ado, I'm just going to continue on and introduce our Green Business Award. Our Green Business Award winner is called A Place to Grow. It's a family-owned business, husband-wife team from San Luis Obispo County. They produce environmentally friendly greenhouses. They produce she sheds, which is sort of what took them to the top of the pile on nominations, and other structures. They use a lot of wood from a sister company called Pacific Coast Lumber. Please welcome Dana and Sean O'Brien.
Hello, everybody. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, you're fine.
And I don't know if I'm there. I do have video, Sean. Great.
Yeah, there you go.
So my name is Sean O'Brien. My wife, Dana, is actually traveling on the road right now, so she couldn't make the call. We're very honored to be part of this program and to be awarded the Green Business Award. And just a little correction, it's not a sister company, it's a husband company. So I run the lumber mill, and my wife runs the she shed department.
Okay.
The lumber mill that we have is what's called an urban forested mill. And we take trees that come down locally that would otherwise be cut up for firewood or let decay or go to the landfill. We mill them into beautiful products. So it is a green business, and it's a recycling of materials. So we're very proud of that aspect of our business. And with Dana's business on the greenhouses, she uses reclaimed doors and windows and wood and metal elements. So it really is a recycling process and a really green business. So those are things that we're really proud of with our businesses.
Thank you. Thank you for the clarification. Just a couple quick questions.
Sure.
Hey, you got to get your family relations right, or
Yes,
or
right.
you can pay a price later. Couple of quick questions. One, what does the award mean to you? And then tell us about a turning point or a significant moment in the last year or so for A Place to Grow.
So what the award means to us is it's reaffirmation that what we're doing is good. We have a lot of passion for recycling of materials and keeping things out of the landfill and being very helpful for the environment. Our little background is we had career jobs in other areas before we got into these businesses. So for me, I ended up buying the lumber mill about 5 years ago. Midlife crisis. I turned 50 and I bought a lumber mill instead of a little red sports. So the being able to do these things at this point in our life is really meaningful to us, and to get the recognition of such is pretty important, and very I'm very proud for that.
Great.
In the last year or so, what are some big inflection points? Well, the pandemic is really shook everybody's nerves to the core. We had to shut our businesses down for about a month while we let things settle out and try to figure out, can we be open? Can we do business safely? And as a construction business and a construction material business, we were considered quote unquote essential. So we're able to actually operate at least part-time for most of the year. A significant event that happened in this period of time is our landlord down in San Luis Obispo, our property manager, and for all intents and purposes, virtually doubled our rent. And that's kind of a shock during these times. We knew the property manager was going to do something, so we started looking around at properties, and we came across this an SBA 504 loan package. And the people at First Capital Bank, Hillary Olson and Mary Sansone, helped us every step of the way. Patty Griffin at the SBA administration really helped solidify the loan for us. So if I look back at all of the crazy things that happened last year, I think the highlight was our ability to secure this SBA 504 loan, purchase a piece of property. It was about a half hour away from our other location. And we moved both of our businesses together. We're operating under one roof. And the big thing is that our mortgage payment is less than our rent was going to be. So wow. That's a huge and significant win for us as small businesses to be able to create wealth by owning a piece of property and just flourish as a business. So and that was really exciting for us.
That is terrific. Congratulations. Well said. I mean, I couldn't have scripted that any better for an event co-produced by SBA. So, wow. Thank you, Sean.
Sure.
Now I'd like to introduce our gold, one of our gold sponsors from EDC. Please welcome Bruce Stensley, President and CEO.
Thank you, Henry. Good afternoon. I hope you can hear me all. We good? Excellent. So Bruce Stensley, Economic Development Collaborative, and representing the Small Business Development Center for Ventura and Santa Barbara counties. And there we go. I got two roles I'm going to do here real quick. I just want to say a couple of minutes, a little bit of context. Apologies in advance. I'll get a little preachy in some of my comments. And then I'm thrilled to introduce the Never Say Never Award. But first, we just love this event from the SBDC. It's sort of ritual punctuation for us and taking a look at the calendar and opportunity to see all you folks, hopefully soon in real life, and reconnect and reconsider all the stuff that's happened to us, for us, with us in the last year. As a small business development center, as Victor mentioned earlier, we're one of the resource partners. We're thrilled to do that. We're along with Women's Economic Ventures and SCORE and others in serving in that role. But I'd be remiss in hopping off, before I hop off the SBDC Economic Development Collaborative, I see some of our board members here, Chair Kelly Long from the County Board of Supervisors, Nan Drake, Stephanie Caldwell, I'm sure I'm missing a few. Our Small Business Center has done some really incredible stuff this last year, and I really want to give a shout out to Ray Bowman, Tracy Beard is on the call at the Solvang Chamber, a partner of ours. But rather than talk about all that we have done, I would really like to take a moment and do this quickly to kind of look at maybe a little bit of what's right and what's wrong. And I can do that in the COVID world real quick, if you allow me. And the kind of difficult part is we want to look at what's right, because in the misery of COVID, and I know we're looking forward, not backward, and this is the spirit of small business, but in the spirit of that, that's the first point. What's right? It's been the innovation, the perseverance, all those things that we know about small business that have survived and continue to push forward and lead and inspire us. Secondly, just for a specific example, and a shout out to the cities and the restaurateurs, who'd have thought we could pivot that fast, that we could be eating our lunch and dinner on sidewalks and streets? This would take years of planning to do. Fantastic that we're able, just a cool illustration of innovation. The counties, like Mike Powers, Gloria Martinez on the call in Ventura County. In Santa Barbara, I know you've done the same thing, created all sorts of money going out in grants, just making things happen, small dollars, big dollars, all sorts of innovation and CARES Act money. And fourth, but just a huge shout out, just to pile this on, to the SBA and the banks. Now, some of this is old news. Henry's published and Linda published a lot on this, but think about this. Billions of dollars, I think $4 billion plus in these three counties have gone out in PPP, Paycheck Protection Plan loans, to about half of all payroll firms in the region. Without that rollout of SBA partnering with banks to make this happen, one really cool example, Women's Economic Ventures partnering with Montecito Bank and Trust, creating partnerships to get this money out, just fantastic. All those things are spectacular, and we can't leave this without a little bit of downside, and then up, and we'll get on to the next piece. State the obvious, there's still a lot of work to do, and we're really thrilled again for all the perseverance and support from the SBA. Two, we know that with all that distribution of grant money, that not all of it got into all the hands that needed it most. And that's not a knock on anybody. It's just like, how can you do this that fast with such need? So we know that there are a lot of places, a lot of firms, a lot of businesses, a lot of people who still need some help. And there was a wildly disproportionate impact to different populations. We know, for example, that small firms, early stage firms, small retail, hospitality, other services really took the brunt of this. And we're doing our best, SBA, the banks, the businesses, to connect and link all that together. Really cool. Women and minority workers, and you can't miss the point that they've taken a lead in the front end of the hit and the damage. And finally, we know we've had enormous impact to our labor markets. Everybody's trying to hire, everybody's trying to find workers. Let's not vilify the workers, please. Let's understand they're playing their role in a vibrant labor exchange. They'll find their way, businesses will find their way. It's a free market economy, and we'll come out of this. And I'll close that part by just saying, we are thrilled to be a part of this event because we are celebrating small business. There's no reason to be anything but optimistic. We want a better future than the one we just left and coming out of the disproportionate impacts. But now, more importantly, I get to introduce the Never Say Never Award. Make sure I get this correct. We're talking about Skate One. There you are. George Powell and his partner, Stacy Peralta, but George is here. George, I'm just going to say a couple things. I hope I don't mess it up and ask you a question or two. Skateboarding equipment, based Goleta, now Santa Barbara, and we're thrilled in Ventura. During this pandemic, managed to shift facilities, thinking they maybe would have some downtime. Yeah, they managed the move, but wow, a huge boost in sales. And that's sort of the craziness of pandemic. You guys have managed that. You are now Olympic debuted. Everyone check out skate1.com. George, can you just tell us maybe to start, what does the award mean to you? And we'll ask a couple of follow-up questions.
Well, thanks. You said in about 20 words what I was going to try to say in 2000, so good job. Basically, I'm very grateful. I'm grateful for the recognition, but more importantly for the things that happened to us during the last year. And really, gratitude doesn't really say enough, but so many things happened to keep us alive and allow us to prosper during a time when uncertainty reigned supreme, and nobody had any idea what tomorrow was going to bring. Really, does emphasize some of the people that are here, and I'm really happy to see that SBA is here, and certainly the banks are here. As far as the award goes, thanks for recognizing us. We're glad to still be here and to have thrived.
Was there, just to hop in, a turning point or a particular moment in this transition? That moment when you saw maybe those sales were just starting to skyrocket, how that felt and what it meant to you and your business?
Yeah, our story is kind of weird. You skip through it, but I think it doesn't quite do justice to what really happened. Our story is very similar to the first one. We suddenly found ourselves with a landlord who wanted to raise our rent enormously because he thought a bigger tenant might come in and take the entire building we're in. We use about 100,000 feet of space. And suddenly we found ourselves with facing a deadline for removing ourselves from a building we've been in for 30 years and had purchased and renovated ourselves originally. So that was kind of a shock, and we had a deadline. And about 2 months before the deadline, COVID hit. And we'd stocked up some stuff and we were planning on moving, but we suddenly decided, the COVID would give us an opportunity. And I have to give our employees huge kudos here. They really rose to the occasion. We had about 120 employees at the time. And we were coming off a difficult period. It was our first up year in 4 years. And we were looking forward to doing better with some growth. And then when COVID hit, we had no idea what we were going to do, but we were sitting on some product. And when everyone suddenly was staying home and decided they wanted to go outdoors and needed something to do it with, all outdoor companies' products just about went through the roof. We did. Our orders quadrupled about 400%. And we couldn't possibly meet that, but the entire rest of the year left us with trying to do so. So kudos to all of our staff, most of whom have been with us for 10, 20, 30, and even 40 years.
Wow. That is
that kind of experience really gives us an opportunity to step up and do something in an emergency with confidence. And we did.
Thank you. That's a fantastic and inspiring story. I think I need to kick it back to Henry for the next step. George, you guys rock. I think everybody should take a look at the website and go buy one more skateboard, each of you.
Please do. Right. I too. I'd love to just say a couple of more things before you kick me back to Henry.
Okay.
Sure. I started out by saying we were very grateful, but I really want to mention SBA. SBA was awesome. They approved several loans of ours that helped us to deal with the circumstances, but mostly American Riviera Bank. They worked with us every step of the way. Joanne believed in us forever, Jeanette Fenari, and they're a local bank that deals on a personal basis, makes a huge difference. And Leslie Lang Lopez worked with us every step of the way to make sure that we got a number of SBA loan packages in place and approved the first time because we did it right and she double checked everything. So really gratitude for the banks to help us, gratitude for SBA to be there. And thanks to the Lord for enabling us to step up and hit a home run.
Thank you.
I have wanted to have this moment for many years. Our family, my sister and the Powells are very close, but I never wanted to really
thank you.
Big-footed on nominations. So
why am I so lucky? My goodness. Thank you.
So when Jeff Devine nominated you, I was just excited to see you on the list. So congratulations, George. Really well done.
Thank you.
We are a little bit behind schedule, but I just think these stories are so amazing. I'm not going to shut anybody off. I do want to introduce now our Small Business Advocate Awards. And this is going to be, having said I'm not going to shut anybody off, this is going to be a little bit more like a lightning round. We have 3 awards. They could each take the entire program, trust me. But just briefly to introduce Dave Powers, CEO of Deckers Brands. Dave and I have been talking over the fence for 1.5 years about this program called Better Together, which started out as a community support program and evolved into massive amounts of support for small business. He'll tell you about that. Janet Silveria is one of the, I would say, pioneering women in the C-suite among local banks. She's CEO of Community Bank of Santa Maria, and her staff is with her on that wide view. Wave, everybody. Finally, Cynthia Sherman and Ekin Pelivan, who run the MBA Small Business Program at Cal State Channel Islands. They had this crazy idea about micro internships that turned out to be really valuable during the pandemic. So, having introduced our trio, why don't we focus on a single question? What is the biggest lesson of the last 18 months that you've been able to give us for small business owners? What's that one piece of advice that you found is really essential? And in the meantime, you can also talk a little bit about, what you all have been up to. So we'll kick it off with Dave.
Yeah, thanks, Henry. And thanks everybody for having us here. We're really honored to be part of this and to be recognized in this way. We really believe that small businesses are the lifeblood of our community. And even though we're a large global organization, we really—
I don't have my camera on right now.
Yeah.
Is that me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, good. Yeah. So, we constantly are trying to think about ways we can help, and this was a great opportunity for us to help. So we really appreciate that. I think the thing that I would share that we learned, and I think I would say is true with any business, is, the value in taking advantage of opportunities, and unfortunately in times of crisis. But, the 2 words I would say is innovate and pivot. And I think the companies and the small businesses that were staying aggressive, connecting with our consumers, and innovating around new ways of generating income, shifting to delivery or putting businesses outside or starting new businesses, don't ever waste that opportunity to disrupt yourself. And, we did that at Deckers with our brands, and we had great success with that. And a lot of the things that we did are long lasting. We're going to continue doing forever. And I think you always have to think that way. You always have to think about, how can I disrupt ourselves to create new opportunities and better connect with our customers in a more powerful and engaging way.
Better Together. That was the name of their initiative. They put it together with the Santa Barbara Foundation and others, and they obviously walked the talk. So congratulations. Janet, the floor is yours with your team.
So this is just some of our team. Just want to thank the Pacific Coast Business Times and the Small Business Administration, SBA. You guys are fantastic. And this is a group that's very passionate about serving small business. We're small business ourselves. So we had a lot of lessons learned. But I think for our small business customers, the most important lesson that they experienced was that there's a big difference in who you choose to partner with. And when you partner with a community bank, they're going to be speedy, flexible, creative, not only in good times, but in bad times, right? And community banks were there for the small businesses. We're small businesses ourselves. We understand what small businesses go through, and we're there to serve. And this staff was they just went above and beyond in answering that call, and I couldn't be more proud of them. And just, we don't do it for recognition, but we thank you and really appreciate the recognition. And it's just doing what we're passionate about doing, which is helping small businesses. So just remember, we're there for you. Give us a call. If you think there's nobody that can help you, give us a call. We'll find a way, right? That's what community banks do.
Well said. Very well said, indeed. And now Cynthia and Aiken, who's going to be the spokesperson?
We probably both will. Hi, I'm Cynthia Sherman. I'm from Cal State Channel Islands. I'm the director of the Entrepreneurship and Small Business Institute. And we are really, really honored to have this recognition for a fantastic program that Aiken has been working on for several years, but that the pandemic motivated us to put out there and get started. It is a combination of students learning by doing and solving real world problems and helping small businesses do work that they may not be able to undertake on their own, especially in a time of crisis. So I just want to say thank you, but I'm going to give it to Aiken for just a second because she can really talk about the program.
Go ahead, Aiken.
Hello, everyone. Aiken Pehlivan. I'm an associate professor of marketing at the Martin B. Smith School of Business and Economics. And through the Entrepreneurship and Small Business Institute, we started this program to enable our students to get hands-on experience, but also to be able to communicate and create stronger relationships with small businesses in our community. So going back to Henry's question about the lessons learned in this 2-year period, I would say, as evidenced by everybody that's here, for small businesses, the biggest lesson should be that you're never alone, even in the direst of situations. There's always a structure, a community, and some people who want to support you. We received a lot of support from some of the people and institutions in this crowd. And I don't think we could have done what we've done without their support. But I also want to recognize the impactful work that our students did in the program. It's really all of their hard work that is being recognized here today. I feel like Cindy and I are just representatives and spokespeople on their behalf. So thank you, everyone, for all of your support.
Thank you. Thank you.
And it's
Thank you,
ongoing, by the way. It's ongoing. This program is ongoing, the micro internship program. So just wanted to add that in there. If you guys need some work and some support, we're here to help you.
I'm on the foundation board at CSUCI, and we just got $15 million from Mackenzie Scott. So maybe some of that money should pay it forward by going into micro internships. Anyway, just a thought. I'd like to introduce Cindy Arndt. She's been very patient. She works for a bank that has been called the world's largest community bank, and that happens to be Wells Fargo. And she's going to talk a little bit about what Wells Fargo is up to and introduce our Community Spirit Award winner.
All right, well, thank you very much. And hello, and I'm excited to join our celebrating our 19th annual Small Business Awards. I'm Cindy Arndt, I'm small business leader out of California, and I do support the area. But one of the things that I wanted to share with is running a business is never easy. Today, Wells Fargo did announce a new wave of support for our entrepreneurs, including an initiative around mentoring women-owned businesses. It's called Connect to More. And then a second phase that we did also today was funding from its Open for Business. And it really provides entrepreneurs access to experts that can help grow their businesses. We know that the pandemic made it very clear that capital is not the only part of the answer to a long recovery for the small business community. We believe that there's a growing need for entrepreneurs to have access to experts to help them solve business challenges for future to grow, mentoring women entrepreneurs and expanding their guidance through nonprofit. We also have an Open for Business fund that they can partner with the CDFIs. And we know that this can be game changing for our business customers. Under the wellsfargo.com, I'll send you over a link, but there's different articles around running your business, managing your money, building a network. And then there is everybody, nonprofit customers and non-customers have access to a 12-week program. It's called Milestone Mapping Coaching Circle. And it's where women entrepreneurs can set milestones specific for their businesses and solve common business challenges to recover. This is really an exciting program for everyone. And so I just encourage you, like I said, customers and non-customers to go on the website. But more importantly, I'm really pleased to honor our next Community Spirit Award. And Megan, good morning, or good afternoon. Are you on?
Hi, I'm here.
Oh my goodness, I was so excited to get to introduce you and ask you, because I know helping small businesses do big things is right up your alley. So I'm going to just ask you, what does this award mean to you?
So it's actually a wonderful honor because we believe that if we're doing our jobs right as small business marketing consultants, that no one knows that they're not doing their own marketing. So usually we're working behind the scenes and just making our clients look good. So to be recognized for the work that we're doing is really fun.
That's fantastic. Well, congratulations. Now, I heard from a lot of other business owners that during COVID, they had to pivot right into different areas. Can you share with us, what was something that was significant that you had to do differently based upon all the challenges?
Oh, goodness. It has been such a year. So one of the things that, because we work with small businesses and a lot of the businesses that we represent don't have large marketing budgets, so they have to be really agile with what they're doing, was really just being more creative with our approach to social media. And social media became hugely important because with people being home and trying to stay in touch with their friends and family across the country, they were hitting those social media platforms in droves, and you had to be extremely careful about what messaging you were sharing and making sure that it reflected your brand and your principles. And it was an interesting time. And I watched what big businesses were doing, what small businesses were doing. We were all learning, like from a marketing perspective, no one in modern marketing had experienced this before. So it was really kind of an interesting time to just watch and see, and the creative ideas that were coming out of different businesses and how they were reacting to the changes in the circumstances was really inspiring. And so that helped us bring new ideas and fresh perspectives to our clients. And really it came down to having a strong understanding of what your brand is and what it represents, and then trying to stay true to that, because that's, at the end of the day, that's your business. That's, you've cultivated your audience and you have this promise for your audience. And so it was really important to find the best way to, not intrude, of course, because they're on the social platforms to be social, but to really find a way to just be a part of what was going on and let them know what you were doing. And one of the things that we really noticed was so many businesses that relied on locals. We're in a tourism area because we're in Buellton. So as soon as those travelers stopped coming to the area, our small businesses really had to pivot. And so by trying to activate their fans and followers on social media to let other people know, remind them there are online shops available and lots of other ways to support your favorite businesses if you weren't able to go and see them, that became a really big priority. And so that actually kind of inspired our our little community service that we're doing through Solutions on Second, where we're actually trying to shop all 50 states. So we're supporting small businesses across the country and using social media to share those purchases. And we're basically asking for recommendations and trying to change the conversation to get people sharing their favorite businesses with others, because social media connects us with people across the country. So you don't have to be in Buellton to support a Buellton business. So if we could just—
Well, thank you. Thank you very much for your efforts around recovery. I'm so glad to have to meet you. So congratulations and keep business going.
Thank you.
So I'll turn it back to Henry. Henry, thank you.
Thank you, Cindy. Great job, Megan. Great. Solutions on Second has a real ring to it. Well done. I'm going to introduce Don Golick again from SBA Fresno District, and she'll introduce Ben, and we'll ask him to make an award, our Make It Here award. So Dawn.
Great. Well,
away.
Thank you so much, Henry, and good afternoon to everybody. I really want to say on behalf of the SBA, thank you so much to the team at Pacific Coast Business Times for organizing today's event and the opportunity to say a few words. I'm so glad to be here with you today. I'm Dawn Golick. I'm the director of the Fresno SBA District Office. We serve the 15 counties of the San Joaquin Valley and Central Coast. I know that the last 18 months have been incredibly challenging for small businesses around the country, across the state, and here in the Pacific Coast region. And the SBA is so thankful to so many organizations. I know several speakers have already said that, but I want to say it again. We're grateful to the cities and counties, our nonprofits, the chambers of commerce, all of our incredible SBA resource partners along the Pacific Coast, including SCORE, the SBDC, Women's Business Center, and Veterans Business Outreach Center. I know many of them have joined today, and we're so thankful to you. And I also really want to say a very, very special thanks as well to the many SBA lenders who are here today at this event. They have done tireless work, they and their staff, over the last 18 months with, as was mentioned earlier, the Paycheck Protection Program. And because of what they did, hundreds and hundreds of businesses were able to stay open and pay thousands and thousands of workers. And even during a pandemic, because of the work that our SBA lenders have done, some of our loan programs are posting record highs. So we are forever grateful to SBA's lenders for their partnership and their support and their tireless efforts on behalf of small businesses. And as I express our gratitude for what SBA's lenders and partners have done, I also want to express SBA's admiration and respect for the small businesses that are getting awards and recognition today. We salute your courage and your perseverance. As all of us know, being a small business owner is tough, even in the best of times and the easiest of times. And for those of you small businesses that are being honored today, the SBA recognizes your commitment and your fortitude during these most difficult of times. We're so inspired by your success, and I want to congratulate each of you on your awards. So now it's my honor to introduce my colleague to the south, Ben Raju, Director of the SBA's Los Angeles District Office.
And it is an honor to echo everything that Dawn just said and jump right into acknowledging the outstanding efforts of our small business that's located out of Simi Valley, Jack's Manufacturing. They're the winner of our Make It Here award. It's an electronic components maker that produces and customized products for customers here locally and nationally in the aerospace, medical, and audio fields. Owner Greg Liu has grown his business, and there's a common theme here today, from an 800 square feet location to a 25,000 square feet location, and now employs over 90 people. His revenue is over $7 million a year. And although Greg can't be with us here today due to a death in the family, we do wish him well. But we are honored to have EDC VCs and our SBDC's very own Mr. Ray Bowman, who is one of the biggest advocates for small businesses. I think many of you here, I see the heads nodding. Ray is a true champion in all levels of small businesses, both domestically and internationally. And it's an honor to have him accepting this award on behalf of Jack's Manufacturing.
And thank you for the intro, Ben. And I'm honored to receive this for Greg. I've known Greg for many years. You know, we think about how tough it is not only to start a business successfully, but maintain it. And to think that Greg started this business and bootstrapped in 1992 out of a garage shop, literally. And, you know, today, 30 years later, over 80 employees, highly trained employees. They're an ISO 9000 manufacturer. And, you know, a lot of us don't realize that a core part of the Ventura County economy lies in those 900 manufacturers that provide these customized high-end products such as Greg. And one of the things I know Greg would want me to mention is the fact that, you know, in addition to leading his company all these years successfully, he's been a real advocate for his employees and workforce development. He was a co-chair on our workforce development board in Ventura County. And he takes a lot of pride in being a local manufacturer, US manufacturer. He takes a lot of pride in giving back to his community. And so, you know, like so many of our business owners, they're not only enhancing our local economy through the work that they do and the jobs that they create, but that's not enough. They need to give back. And Greg's such a great example of that. And I, you know, it's a privilege for me to say that about him because I've known him for a lot of years. And you know, I have the privilege of knowing so many business owners like him who are just giving of their time, you know, mentoring others, mentoring other entrepreneurs. So
thank you, Ray.
An honor to recognize him.
Thank you. Thank you. I'd like to reintroduce Bruce, who's going to talk a little bit about our new Economy Award and J. Davis Construction.
Thank you, Henry. Perfect segue. So new Economy Award, there he is, J. Davis Construction. At EDC, we know Jonathan pretty well. He's been a client, but more interestingly, and with that theme of giving back, Jonathan has been a mentor for businesses. He works with us at our Small Business Center as a mentor, as an advisor, while running an incredibly progressive, fast-growing business, finding room to do that. Honored to be a partner with him and introduce him today. Jonathan, why don't you just hop in, talk a little bit about what this award means to you, and we'll follow up with a question or two. The floor is yours. What are you thinking?
Well, I'm definitely grateful for the recognition. So thank you to the Pacific Coast Times and also the EDC and Ray for giving me the opportunity to work with small businesses. I'm very, this award means a lot to me, especially because I have a great team behind me that helps me with my fast growing construction business. So I'm very grateful for my team that I have, which also allows me the time to be an advisor to other small businesses that are trying to get into some of the same markets and government markets that I've been a part of. So this award means quite a bit to me and the rest of the J. Davis team.
Fantastic. I note in the write-up that you were able to get a variety of different supports from SBA. One, I'm ashamed to admit I didn't know anything about. What was it, the E200 program? Is there anything you could share about that, or just kick one?
Yeah, that's where I met Mr. Victor Parker in the Emerging Leaders 200 program. It was a great program. It was run at USC. We had a great leader. And the gist of the program was basically almost like an AA meeting for small businesses to come together and talk through different trials and tribulations, successes that they were having. And at the end of the program, we had to come up with a growth plan that we had to present to investors. And I actually used that growth plan to scale my business up. And it worked out. So it was a very good program. It's probably one of the integral parts of my business career is going through that E200 program and learning more, not so more about being a contractor, but more being a business person.
Fantastic. Jonathan, you rock. Thrilled and honored to know you. I guess I'm kicking it back to Henry at this point.
That's right. Now, this is our last formal award. So I just want to talk a little bit about our All in the Family award winner, La Tolteca. I didn't know much about this company, but they came on our radar because they had a 75th anniversary this year. They were founded by the Claveria family back in 1946. The founder, Federico, was a Marine Corps veteran from World War II. He started a tortilla factory in Santa Barbara that evolved into a much bigger operation. They've struggled with their restaurant operation like many others, but they still produce something like 750,000 tortillas a year in their factory, and they service more than 40 restaurants up and down the Central Coast. So please welcome Rosa Robles.
Hi, Henry. This is IKEA at Coverly Pro. We don't see Rosa in the participant list. Unless you are under a different name, Rosa, please let us know.
Okay, let's give her a big round of applause. Rosa, congratulations. And now I want to talk just a minute because we have a little bit of time, which I have carefully husbanded or managed. Full disclosure, many people helped with the following presentation, but I cannot reveal my sources. You will figure them out eventually. Truthfully, as a board member and as a client of EDC, it has been really amazing to see all the great work that EDC has done over the past year. Its leadership under Bruce Stensley has been as close to flawless as possible. It serves both Ventura and Santa Barbara counties, and I don't know how it does it. It's unfortunate that EDC is celebrating its 25th anniversary this year, something that has been mentioned casually a couple of times. It did not get a proper anniversary celebration. So on behalf of the Ventura County Board of Supervisors and the County of Ventura, I want to take the rest of the program and just recognize Bruce and EDC. And I think we have a proclamation somewhere that we can put up on the screen. IKEA? Okay. So there you have it, signed, sealed, and delivered by the Board of Supervisors. Lack of transparency in government, I will plead to that, but it's yours. Congratulations. It will be delivered to you by Brian Miller sometime in the next couple of days. And now I'd like to introduce Ventura County CEO, Mike Powers, somewhat of a co-conspirator in this.
Thank you. An honor to be so. Thank you, Henry. Another great Dubroff LeBrock Coverly production. I love the name of this event, the Spirit of Small Business, because that's what I feel every time is just the indomitable spirit of our small businesses. Yes, pivoting and adapting, but also the compassion that they've had for the community the whole way through. While they're struggling, they're still helping other businesses and those in need in our community. So we're just so lucky to have the small business community that we have. And as I've talked to so many of you, what I feel as we're trying to come out of this crisis is a sense of deepening relationships that's going to position us better to come back better than ever. Deepening relationships between businesses, EDC, chambers, cities, SBA, VCTA, and the county. And a big reason for that is our friend Bruce and EDC. Whatever the crisis, Thomas Fire, pandemic, Bruce and his EDC team jump into action. In this particular case, he formed the EDC roundtable, and then they were flooded with calls, as you can imagine, right? And I apologize, Bruce, I was probably accountable for about 1,000 of those calls. How many times I said, just call Bruce and EDC, right? But what did he do and what did his team do? They tripled their staff, and they supported and interacted with over 19,000 different businesses, which is just remarkable. Helping with things like loans, nearly $1 billion in PPP loans, SBA loans, 30 million in county grants. And at the same time, also helping during 2020, create 460 jobs. What's also important is that Bruce never forgets that we need to stay focused on equity and again, really support our disadvantaged and underserved communities. At the same time, he's a relentless advocate for the entrepreneurial ecosystem. There's a Bruce term, right? Basically startup innovation, right? And great examples like we've heard today, also the Fathom Works Coalition. Really practical things like the Procurement Technical Assistance Center, 60 million in contracts from our naval base for our local businesses. Instrumental in developing our county's first ever economic vitality plan and a champion of early childhood education. He's a big supporter of small businesses, especially like the brewery Institutional Ale in Camarillo, right down the street from his office. Very, very impressive. That support seems to go up during the hockey season. You know, I started talking about, you know, the relationships, and I want to end with that too. In our county, that's how we get things done. You know, there's these trusted relationships built on credibility, and Bruce is just a huge part of that. From the get-go of this crisis and our efforts to try to support business, Bruce has been there every time. Whatever we've asked, he's always said yes. And he does it with great credibility and integrity. He's just so authentic, right? I mean, look, he's wearing a suit and tie today, but you know he's also wearing Birkenstocks, right? But that's Bruce, right? Because he's so authentic, he's real, and he cares, and we trust. And with that, I just say he's been absolutely instrumental in our businesses, to supporting our businesses, positioning them to come back stronger than ever. And so it's my honor on behalf of our board, our CEO's office, Paul Stamper, Gloria Martinez, to award you our Community Champion for Economic Vitality and Prosperity Award in recognition of your efforts to improve the well-being of our communities through economic empowerment, education, and equitable access. With deep gratitude, my friend.
Wow. I need a couple of pieces.
He's speechless.
Of clarification to add. One, it's Chuck Taylor's, Mike, always Chuck Taylor's, the tennis shoes, the classics.
Okay.
I put a couple of things in the chats there, and I'm so humbled and honored by this, but I truly mean the following. Virtually everything that I heard about my name there goes to the team at EDC, including our partnership with the Community Foundation and a variety of other partners all over this screen. And the team stepped up this last year in partnership with the county, inspired by the work that Henry does in publishing and leading. And we were able to add staff. And the one thing that people have done here that is just so honoring is never asked anything other than the question is, how do we get relevant? How do we get things done? And we see that's how the county works. It's how we see SBA has led. And I am absolutely humbled and thankful on behalf of the entire EDC team and SBDC and our board, and thanks.
Bruce, congratulations. I've never seen you lost for words, but I think we came pretty close.
Henry, can I make a comment, please?
Absolutely.
Hi, Bruce. This is Kelly Long, Ventura County Supervisor. It just is an honor to be working with you. And our board did provide a certificate of recognition. And I full-heartedly agree with every word that Mike Powers, our CEO, has stated. I know our team has worked so closely with your team. As the chair of EDC, I have seen full-handedly just all the great work that you and your team does on a daily basis. And it's just so passionate, and just everyone is so humble. And I just think, Henry, thank you so much for making sure we do this today. This was a tough secret to keep. You know, we're all talkers and want to communicate, and exciting to celebrate this today. And I just wanted to say thank you for your dedication. I've been on the board for over 4 years, and to see from Thomas Fire all the way, you know, to our pandemic, and the efforts that you do for our businesses in Santa Barbara County, LA County, Ventura County, all that you do on the state, and all the boards that you do. I just appreciate everything, and just thank you for letting us take the time to celebrate yourself and the EDC's work. And so happy to work with you again. Thank you very much.
Well done, Bruce. And thank you to my co-conspirators. This was a hard secret to keep. I will close this up. We are just about on time. I had doubts we could get done before 2:30, but here we are, just 2 o'clock, 2:05. A couple of things. First of all, congratulations to Linda. She does more work behind the scenes to keep things going than anyone will ever know. Secondly, a shout out to Veronica Kuzma for her Charting Her Course podcast on women in business. Part of our ongoing effort to be more inclusive as a company. Finally, we are locally owned. We're subscription based. You can subscribe online at www.pacbiztimes.com. And with that, the parking gate is up, which is my signal to the world, the lame dad joke that the event is over. Thank you all so very, very much. And thank you, Victor.
Henry. Thanks, Linda.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Bye, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye. Thanks, Don. We'll be in touch.
Okay.
Yes, Patty, thanks for the hashtag dad joke comment. That's
Nice touch.
Yeah, Bruce, that was a hard secret to keep under our hats up until, but it looks like that was it was well done. So Henry, you pulled it off.
It worked, making me think that I am far more oblivious than I ever really imagined. And I'll pretty high.
It takes a village.
By the way.
Victor, great to see you. Thank you, Ben. Thank you for everything.
Good to see you, and congratulations, Bruce.
A big
Well
shout out to
deserved, my friend.
Viana on our team. Big thank you to Viana.
Oh, I forgot Viana.
Yes.
Thank you. IKEA, our showrunner, thank you. Lynette, thank you.
Congratulations.
Huge thank you to Coverly Pro. You guys are amazing.
And
Amazing
Bob Ack, another
production.
member of the team. Bob Ack is behind the scenes as well.
Thank you, Bob. He does a great job.
And thank you. I should have given a final shout out to our sponsors, but thank you. Thank you all very much. Just can't be done without you guys.
Well done, everybody.
Well done.
All right, let's start working on the next one, right? Right, Linda?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And
I think we're going to take a break tomorrow, however.
Henry,
It's
I
been a long
think this is
week.
Dan, and I think this presentation was the best ever. I think
Oh,
getting close
dude.
up and personal with everybody and it's actually kind of like watching a great television show. So, I mean, congratulations and congratulations to all the winners. They all really had a story to tell and they did it well. So it's an honor. And, you know, I've been on the boards with Bruce for 30 years. He started a long time ago before EDC was even born. So he's a great guy and thank you for honoring him.
Thank you, Nan. I mean, thank you for helping out with the county certificate, because it was your wordsmithing. That's not my expertise, but you obviously knew exactly how to do it. So that was great. And yeah, as far as TV show goes, why don't you just, send us over to your favorite agent and we'll be on
Thank you, guys.
Netflix.
It was great. Thank you.